Alrighty, I am in the middle of a bunch of projects, This one here. Got the Malibu, bunch of engine parts drying around. Hopefully going to be starting on the thing to go in the hole here, but I just finished up CB install and the line lock for the, how do you point there? The rear line lock back there. I got a couple snowmobile bits, odds and ends to do for more sleds. I got a couple more parts for Christmas for snowmobiles and whatnot, so I got those. I could throw those in. Or I think it's time to start another project, and one I've been excited about. You may or may not know what I'm talking about. I kind of hinted at it beforehand. I know the old man is itching to do this as well. He doesn't seem so keen on me doing the filming aspect of it, but I want to. I think it's neat. And I know he is going to want to put it on the operating table here after this four-wheeler here is done. He's waiting for a couple pieces for this one yet, and for this one, but then he wants to put one of these on the table. I'm going to wheel at least one in and start on it tonight, and you might see the other one sooner rather than later too. Ideally I could do them both at the same time, and that might have gave something away, but I'm going to set you guys up here and I'll drag it in. Got the Packer game in the background there. But like I said, I've been excited about it for a hot minute now. Stop rambling, just do it, right? Specimen number one, the one I'm excited about, the one you'll for sure be seeing about on the channel at least. Like I say, I'm going to try to do the other one as well. I've had this in hiding for a couple months now. This baby is a 1991 Arctic Jag, and it is probably one of the nicest ones I've ever seen in my life, with a whopping 2,800 miles on it. It's got the optional map light and electric start. So we're going to give this baby a quick once over, pull the motor down to nothing, put it back together with some new crank seals and whatnot. Got to clean out the fuel system. Nice thing about an Arctic Jag though, it is not hydraulic brakes, so that's something I don't have to worry about there. Maybe be cleaning up this wiring. It might be fine, I don't know yet. But definitely going to be like cleaning up the belly pan, whatnot. Making it look nice and pretty. I do have to put one of the rubbers back in there. But this baby here hasn't been registered since 2001. And I intend to put her back on the trail. And we have the vintage ride coming up in the third weekend of January is when it is. I want to ride this baby. Now, keep in mind, if you watch my videos, I did say in one of them that I'm not a Polaris guy, or that I am a Polaris guy, not an Arctic Jag guy. That being said, this is the third AFS Jag, or I should say third AFS chassis that I've owned. This is the second Jag. I had a Cougar not too long ago. And I've had plenty of the next chassis EXTs. But this one we're going to keep for a hot minute. It's got inboard rocker arm style shocks. It's got a big cantilever for the suspension. That's what makes these kind of cool. Buddy Matt, he's a big Arctic Jag guy, says these are supposed to be some of the best riding sleds out there because of that. But this entire bulkhead on these are steel. So this sled, I think we discovered, weighs like 100 pounds less than my XLT. And my XLT is obviously it's a triple, you know. It's 600-ish triple. This is obviously a 440 twin. Fan cooled, not even liquid cooled. So that's kind of impressive that this thing weighs that much. I suppose I can bring you guys in and show you the other one that's also going to get revived, ideally for our Hayward Chippewa fluid ride. Bring you into the cold here. That one actually already got uncovered over there, slightly. Boom. Another Arctic Cat. So, fun fact here. This 93 EFI, this one was Dad's when he bought it. He bought this sled new. This 93 EFI, he sold it. Bought it back from the guy he sold it to recently. But this sled, that sled, and then Grandpa's XLT in the back all came out of the same barn. And they're all in immaculate shape. This sled here is a 78, 79 Jag. I don't remember exactly. But look how nice that is. This is just exactly how they came out of the barn. I'm going to buff them up, make them look nice and pretty and whatnot, obviously. The seats are all nice and soft, supple yet. This baby here, 2,300 miles. Last registered in 97. Obviously this one being a 78, all the foam is falling off, so this stuff's just going to go in the garbage. But another one. Pull the motor, give her a reseal job, go through the fuel system on it, and clean it up. Going to do a quick once over of the whole suspension, drive bearings. They haven't really gained enough miles to be truly concerned about all that stuff. But I know the old man wants this one, and I want that one. So we got some good projects here, and I'm very, very glad to get them out, get them revived, get them running again. My 440 Panther there, the vintage sled, actually, the drivetrain came out of a 90 Jag like this. This is a 91, but this is essentially what the the donor was. But yeah, we'll get you set up here. I don't believe there's any fuel left in these, but pull the motors out of them, go through them. Like I said, mainly just to reseal them. Obviously, I'm going to clean up the bell housing, the belly pan there, get all the BS out of there and whatnot. But I'm excited. I'm very excited to get these going again. They are beautiful sleds. I can't wait to clean up the paint on I guess the gel coat on the hood. But it's going to be a fun project. Alrighty, well, you just watched me pull a Suzuki out of an Arctic Cat. It's weird for me to say it too, don't worry. That one did take me a little bit longer. First off, Arctic Cat's glorious design, they give you a hole to take the clutch bolt off. And ideally you would think, oh, it's the same, you know, you can get the clutch off. They give you this little cutout and everything. You know, it bolts into the bumper piece there. You'd think it would line nice and line up. Yeah, no, it's not even close. And on a normal one, you wouldn't have to worry about it, but because the starter goes over the motor mount bolt right here. Starter would be right here. You have to get the starter off, which, you know, take the clutch off, it's zip, done, you know. But you can't take the clutch off the motor because they didn't design the snowmobile right. This is why I don't like Arctic Cat. They don't think ahead. But regardless, I was sitting back there with a wrench going one way down, or like technically it was up. Flip the wrench one way, flip it over, like a 16th of a turn. That's what you just were watching there. Whatever, you know, I can deal with that. I've worked on enough headaches before to deal with that. This thing doesn't want to turn, you know, a little torque. You know, torque keeps the motor from torquing, or however that works. This piece doesn't want to turn into this piece. That wasn't that big of an issue. I was able to work around that one pretty easily. And I don't know why every single one of these that I've pulled a motor on, the motor does not want to come out of the frickin' snowmobile. The weird motor plate likes to sit underneath this lip here. So you can't just lift this side up and rock it back. And this side is just so tall you can't rock the motor this way. They literally like pick the motor up and just like drop it. Like snaps into place and then you're done. Regardless, we got it out. I'm a little beat up. My back is definitely sore from this. I don't remember the tricks I had with the other ones. The other ones I definitely didn't care as much about. One thing I should point out here, she's been touched before. This is all weld. You can see how it's nasty rusty. It's really like the only rust on the whole machine, except, you know, where the plastic meets the body there. And we'll see what I do about cleaning this up here. But yeah, she's been touched before by somebody at least. So I'm sure we'll do something about that. Probably just clean the rust up and paint back on it. The old carb boot here between the air box is not very good. I don't remember if I have another one of these or not. Maybe I'll have to look to see if I can get one. Carb boot on the motor is also pretty well dry rotted. Whew, that was a chore though. The fuel lines are all pretty nice and flexible, except for this one here that you saw me cut. I even think there's still a little gas in the tank here. Ooh, that was a bad idea. Ugh, ugh. But, you know, that'll clean up. Oh, that was a horrid idea. Why did I do that? Oh. But yeah, next we'll start stripping her down. And strip her down, get her cleaned up, wash it up. We'll throw it up on the table here. And probably get it right back, put back together, you know. There's not really reason to wait. Alrighty, well, just under an hour we have a fully disassembled engine. Nothing, like I say, there was not many miles on this sled, and not really too concerned about any of it. Obviously we'll check our bearings when we get to crank out. I'm sure they're fine though. This seal right here is what went out and blew up my one in my Panther. So we're gonna try to make sure that seal there stays nice and oiled. Not too worried about it at all. The seals that I took off the crank ends were nice and dry, or nice and they moved nice and soft yet. This sled probably would have ran just fine. You clean up the fuel system and the carburetor without doing this, but it's a sense of mind, peace of mind kind of a thing. Pull the crank seals off, put new ones in. Little victory soda there. But yeah, we'll clean up the motor here, and no reason why we can't put it right back together. So we'll clean up the motor, clean up the sled, put the motor right back together, hopefully. Alrighty, at least you got to watch me wash a couple things here, and this, I'm sure we'll take this clutch apart and go through it. So, not that anybody's going to be worried about, oh, you ungreased it or whatever. Nobody's actually that worried about it anyways, but I'm sure it'll get gone through. It's just ungreased now. Same like the starter. The recoil, it recoils. I just wanted to get some of the nasty out of it. That's why I kept her tilted while I was scrubbing it, you know. And all that other stuff will be fine. Not too worried about the oil pump. First tank of gas we run through the sled will be mixed gas anyways, just so we know that it starts using oil again and isn't gonna explode. But yeah, we got the oil pump drive all cleaned up. That was actually leaking oil all over the bench there, so that's kind of nice to have that not doing that anymore. Sorry, I'm trying to take the gasket off of it right now. Should be recording this. This is kind of fun to watch. Oh, well, it was. But that's off now. And a couple other miscellaneous odds and ends. I was just grabbing stuff off of the sled here and throwing them in the soup, because if I'm washing stuff, I might as well continue, you know. So maybe, assuming he doesn't beat me to it, we'll wash all, or start putting this back together. Hopefully this week sometime. I'll have a little bit more time after I get done with these guys here. Ooh, that looks good. So excited. But yeah, that hopefully I get a little bit more time after I'm done with those to mess with this kind of stuff. And yeah. Alright, well, I guess step one of tonight is going to be vacuuming, seeing how I got to do this sled and the race sled. And find a motivation to start something, and maybe it'll tumbleweed into something more here. Alrighty, well, tonight we are putting the motor back together on the old Jag Deluxe over there. Got the crank seals out of the box or package or whatever you want to call it. Got the crankshaft right here. Some goops over here. So we'll get this thing thrown back together. I'm probably going to throw you guys in a time lapse and bring it back if I find something neat or whatever. But I don't want to bore you with me focusing on this and not talking. Little intermission, I got the motor all sealed up, obviously except for the ports and the plug-ins, but I'll put the plugs in after I get the tins back on. I gotta pull the sides off now just to get the fan shroud on. You want to bolt the intake and exhaust manifold onto the motor here to square up your cylinders. Otherwise, if you don't, when you go to torque your heads down, they won't be straight, and then you can't get your stuff back on. But I didn't really torque this stuff, it's just tight. Got the flywheel all tightened up. I can put the pulley on for the fan back on and whatnot. Can keep working on it. I intend to fully finish this motor here. Just figured I'd bring you right back in for this. And yeah, we're gonna keep trucking along here. We'll have ourselves a running motor very soon. Just like that, we have ourselves a motor in essentially one piece. We're excluding the electric start mount, the motor plate, and the manifold, because manifold goes on before the starter plate, and this goes on before this. I gotta ask the old man tonight if we're gonna sandblast this or not. I don't know if we're gonna go for original edge and leave that rusty, or do a quick sandblast on that and paint it, you know. Obviously the exhaust, I'm going to wait till I can do wire brush it outside where it's not cold out. I can do that in the summertime though. But obviously that one, if we want to do that now, it's kind of hard to unbolt it while it's in the sled, so. Other than that, got the electronics on it, oil pump, intake, sparkulators. She is just about well set. I think the clutch could even go on if I wanted to, because I do remember that has to go on before it goes in the sled, because of Arctic Cat's genius designing. I will see what I can get here for footage. If I have enough to make a video, I will make a video so far. Otherwise, we'll keep going on the sled. As you saw, got the motor all finished up. Got the freshly painted Y pipe on there. The electric start bracket motor thing for the starter, and the motor plate on as well. Making the motor 100% done ready to drop back in the sled when I get the sled ready for the motor now. So that'll be next. At the time of filming, we are still working on the race sled over there. That will be getting closer to being done for this weekend now. I'm still trying to get the seat to dry out because that thing is quite full of water. But as we're sitting on this right now, not that it's going to be credible to this video, because this video will be long after this has been at least raced once, but still trying to figure out exactly how to do the paint scheme that I want to do on this. As of right now, I just got the numbers done and it runs. I got a pile of parts over there maybe I'll throw at it, and obviously, like I said, trying to dry the seat out as best as I can.